Never say never, willingness forever to fight and be strong. Once it's for better, I'll write every letter and moving right along. And I'll roll with the punches, accept changes, work with the to do, and call me by my name. I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never clock out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
What's up? Or call us at 457-997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Good morning, Lyf. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, so 10 minutes, which is 7:45, and it's time for us to have our commentary from Lyf Compton. Morning, Lyf.
Morning, Roleza. Morning, Maka. Morning,
I'm not hearing Lyf. All right, hold on. That's probably
Jeez,
us again.
brothers.
1 second.
Hear it?
Alrighty, so we just wait on Lyf to return, and hopefully when he does, we will be able to hear each other. All right, so it is our commentary segment with Lyf Compton. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing, you hear me? Hello.
Loud and clear.
Yes. How do you sound go? Ali can hear me from front. Ali can hear me from back. Testing. Yeah, we can hear you. We're hearing you.
Loud and clear.
Okay. All right. Good morning, listeners of WEFM. The Prime Minister had a press conference yesterday, but to be honest, I didn't look at it as yet. So I can't fully comment on it. But from other news articles I'm seeing, I gathered that he was speaking about the impact that the Iran war would have on us, which we spoke about the day before, and some other things. But when I look at it fully, I will be able to comment better. But what I want to touch on this morning, right, is an article that has been trending for since the day before yesterday and today. NDP government's VAT-free day was illegal. Camille. Right? Now, the article says that, he said the VAT video was illegal and government needs to change the law to make a VAT video legal. He was speaking on Star Radio, which was coincidentally Star Radio. The Prime Minister said that the government has withdrawn all ads from Star Radio.
The opposition leader.
The opposition leader. Right. He said the government has to. So I would expect them to do that. But he made a point and said his administration never took ads away from Vincent Shan, or they never took ads away from the news, or they never took ads away from the Searchlight. Although two of those papers are deemed to be not supporters of him. Realistically speaking,
all right, so
seems like we lost Lyf, boy.
Yeah, I think he got a call coming through.
Yeah. Realistically speaking, those entities are not really owned by a political party, right? Those are privately owned entities. So although you might say they align one way or the other, you can't really say, well, them is NDP paper or them is ULP paper. So I would understand why they would take away ads from the Star Radio, right? It's a ULP owned radio station, and That would be like threatening somebody to pull you down, really and truly, if you want to put it in simple words like that. But what is also kind of like something I remember from him saying that is that Hot 97 always complained that they never got Lotto ads. They never got ads from Lotto, which is strange, right? Which is definitely political, right? Because huge entities like Lotto, Correas, whatever huge entities operate in the country usually go off the stats to know who they will put the listenership to, put the ads to, because they go off the stats that the radio station is able to provide. That is basically one of the more popular radio stations in the country, and for them not getting Lotto ads was kind of always like saying, yeah, that's political because they always pull on the government. But that's not what we're talking about today.
I was gonna ask if Nice Radio got ads from lottery.
I think they probably getting now. I feel they probably getting now. I don't know.
Are they also going to get government ads?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that out, to be honest. So yeah, so Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Calvin Gonzalez was speaking on Star Radio, and he said, "I ain't knocking the VAT free day. I ain't coming here to knock VAT free day." Noting that it was an NEP campaign promise, adding that the government then had the right to implement it. I possibly believe that it's a gimmick. I possibly believe that it doesn't help the people that is supposed to be helping, right? And then he says it doesn't help the vulnerable. It helps people who have disposable income to buy bigger appliances and all them kind of thing. That's another point. I ain't here to argue VAT free day, he said, adding that he was using the VAT free day as a case in point. He noted that if VAT Act mandate the payment of the consumption tax on items in the country. Nothing in the law authorizes anybody to suspend the law. So you can't just come in and say, I hereby declare that the law does not apply today. You can't just come in and say that shall be no VAT. There shall be no VAT. There shall be no VAT today, Gonzalez said. This is the violation of the law that exists. I don't want to turn this into a courtroom, but there is nothing in any other law that would justify you simply declaring in cabinet that you're suspending a law. That would be illegal. But if you want to have a VAT-free day, what you have to do is come to Parliament and amend the VAT Act. He said the government would then have to amend the VAT Act to state the Minister of Finance may by publication in the Gazette, advise that the government is suspending the changing of VAT. Nobody cares. This is what I'm going to say. Nobody cares that the VAT-free day was technically illegal. Nobody cares. What my analysis is, though, is that who did it really benefit? The VAT-free day, in my mind, was a payback to the business community. That was that the people were going in supermarkets and buying things that were already VAT zero rated, and feeling that they got some kind of deal, right? Because several people, I don't know if I should say a lot of people, but some people did not understand what it meant. They were going in there and buying zero rated items. And as I would agree with this part where that the former Minister of Finance said, it benefited mostly people who had the disposable income to go and buy a fridge or buy a stove or buy some other big item. That's who it benefited mostly. It benefited business people on the day simply because people went out and spent more. But then I think if business people go back and check their accounts and check up what they sold on the day, they would see a lull in sales the days before the VAT-free day and the days after the VAT-free day. So who actually they benefit? Yeah, benefit the man that get the big stove to buy and the big fridge to buy and the big washing machine and the big dryer, whatever big appliances they get to buy. It benefited people who saw certain things in the supermarket that they think they couldn't afford with the VAT and they went and buy it because the VAT is off now, right? But realistically speaking, I'm betting you if you have supermarkets and other big stores showing the accounts from the days before the VAT-free day and leading up after, it would show a lull in sales that they recouped on the VAT-free day, and then after like probably like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks after, the sales went back to normal again. That's how I see it. And if you really research it, on Kingsley show night, I had taken an hour and broken down the pros and cons of the VAT-free day. And when you look at other countries, what they were saying that they basically stopped the VAT-free day because it wasn't really doing anything for the country, really. It was just like, picture it as another Black Friday in America, where people know Black Friday is coming, so they save up the money, they go crazy on Black Friday, and like the days before and the days after, them ain't really shopping no more. It's something simple like that. You can't. I could talk about it because I'm not a politician. I'm looking for votes, but I don't think that the ULP politicians will continue talking about that. It's like if somebody tell me, Lyf, you fed up talking, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Left that alone. Because people like it. You understand? People like it, they have just leave it alone. You're supposed to be talking about that. If you want to say, if you want to say something, say, you could basically say as a politician, the legislation wasn't in place to do it, so they don't have to do it again. They could probably come to Parliament and pass the law to make it give them the power to say, well, okay, today's VAT-free day or tomorrow or the next day or whatever. Give them a kind of broad power like that. But don't go knocking it and say, he say in the article that you're not knocking it, but people will look at him as knocking it because he's a politician. I'm not. You know what I mean? Because I spoke about the VAT-free day extensively and how it didn't make sense and how it made sense. You know what I mean? But it's time for them to stop talking about that though. They have that is scoring them no points, That is scoring no politician no point on that, Because people like it.
It's not scoring who points. Who should stop with? No, which politician on which side?
Who against it?
Okay.
Who wanna continue talking about it? They make no sense. If they do nothing for people, this and that. It is scoring them no points. Done with that. It's just something things as a politician, you have to just leave it alone. Because people go bite off your head for it. Because people like it. Now, me looking for votes or likes. So I could see how I feel about that. You know what I mean? But,
all right. To just chip in here with what you're saying, I do agree with you. I probably would not have put it as bluntly as you did, but yes. In terms of it being illegal, yes, I don't think anybody actually is concerned whether it was legal or not. Persons were just looking forward to the day for various reasons, right? So that would be for the legislators and politicians to deal with if they choose to deal with it, but I highly doubt it's going to be dealt with because persons are supposed to anticipate another one. No, it's 2 more this year, maybe in August. Well, supposed to happen in August and another one in December, to, right? I want to take you up though on the part where you're saying the VAT-free day did not benefit, it only benefited a certain class of people, right? And you're making reference, well, not just you, persons have made reference to there being a lot of other items that were already zero rated, right? So for the poorer persons, they did not see the benefits because a lot of the things that they probably got were already zero rated. However, we have to remember too that the poorer persons also capitalize on days when there are going to be significant sales for the bigger ticket items, right? They may have been wanting to buy a fridge for the longest while, a new washing machine or a new stove, whatever it might have been. So them looking forward to a VAT-free day, or as you mentioned, you brought in like the Black Friday sales, etc. Poorer people have also capitalize on these type of days when they're going to get sales. So yes, it may not necessarily have benefited them in the supermarkets because some of the items that they probably generally purchase were already zero rated. But you look forward to it because this is the day when I might get the washing machine or let's not say washing machine because for some persons that might be looked at as a luxury, right? You might be looking forward to getting this stove that you needed to replace for the longest while at a discounted price. So I don't know if it's always fair for us to be saying did not benefit the poorer persons when poorer persons also have particular needs that they also have particular needs.
Yeah.
Right? This is when Lyf is saying he never argue with me and he just leave it alone. All right, Lyf, all right.
I don't listen, Roleza, your point is taken and your point is valid, right? But I do not. I have made it. I made it a part of my life these days to don't argue with ladies. Okay.
No. Me and you is different. You know, me and you will go back to back if we not agreeing on something, right?
I just say yes, and keep it moving. Your point is valid, right? Your point is valid, right? But let me say something, right? Mr. Former Minister of Finance Camilo Gonsalves, nobody cares, right? Nobody cares that you're talking about they should put it into law or whatever. People, and then he says there are judges or whatever that fight for these laws. People don't generally like police officers. People don't generally like lawyers. People don't generally like judges. You know what I mean? Is a love-hate relationship people have with these entities, right? You only love them when you need them. Otherwise, you don't really care about them. You know, that's just how it is, right? And to say, oh, there are people fighting to defend these things, is the law, whatever. My favorite quote, I don't care about that. Nobody cares about it. People who got the savings are the ones who love it. They care about it. A wide cross section of society seems to have loved it, seems to have benefited, but people don't care. The ones that did not benefit don't care either that you're saying it should have been passed, it should have been made a law. People don't care about that. That's not something you should be discussing because a lot of people got the fridges, as I said, the stoves or whatever, and they're liking it, they love it. So you can't be arguing against something that people like and people love, a wide cross section of society. But some of the points you're making the point you're making is valid if you say it should have been a law because cabinet can't just suspend a law for a day or whatever.
Oh, I don't care about the law part of that. I legit don't care.
Nobody don't care about that. It's not that you're wrong. It's not that you're wrong. You're right, but nobody don't care about it. If I was going to speak about that as a politician, I would say, well, you know, a lot of people benefited from it, a lot of people got their whatever, but they need to do it correctly in relation to, they need to go before Parliament and pass it into law and make it a law so that they won't be able to back down from it in the future. Because if a day you decide, man, we are generating enough revenue and we can't do the VAT-free day, you can't just come and say, well, you know, I'll be expecting the VAT-free day, but we are doing it because we need the revenue. So that's the point you should be making. Not trying to say, oh, illegal and this and that. No, you can't do that as a politician, as an unpopular politician.
All right, let's take a pin there. And then we will be back with more commentary with Lyf this morning. All right. Time here in SVG, it is quickly approaching 8:03. And our time check came to you with the compliments of New Haven Funeral Home.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of